Morning. Okay, so today we're going to do how to make the mouse active. How to actually use the mouse. So no longer does the ball just randomly bounce around the screen or the stick figure stay randomly around the screen. Your mouse will be able to control it so you can move things left and right. I have a program here where everything's been set up where public voids in. It's already written start, stop, paint. So right here in the paint, I'm going to do G.draw. Let's just make it a rectangle. And I'm going to make this X variable right now just a global variable. So let's call it X rectangle. So up top here, above public void int, I'm going to do int X rectangle equals 100. So start at 100. The Y length is going to be 100. The width is going to be 25 by 25. So there's going to be a square on the screen at 100, 100 with a width and height of 25 and 25. So let's just run this real quick. Make sure it shows up. And there it is. There's the rectangle. So going back to this. Okay, so to make the mouse so that the mouse is usable, there's a few little steps. So line 6, you put comma here, MouseListener. Okay, so you need to import MouseListener. One common mistake is misspelling this. Make sure you spell the listener correctly. Okay, the other thing you need to do right now, and not forget this is the most common mistake, is inside when you want to use the MouseListener, inside the initialize method, you need to do add mouse listener. This. Okay, if you don't do that, the program won't even recognize that any of the mouse stuff is available for you to use. Now there's one more thing, and this is the beauty of using Eclipse and using an IDE, is notice there's a red line under mouse example, the name of my program. If you hover above that, it will tell you two quick fixes, and one of the quick fixes is really nice. In years past, you had to memorize all these methods. You had to write part of this. The beauty of Eclipse is it will write them for you. So if you go down, it says add unimplemented methods. So now it adds it. You may not see anything yet, but if you scroll down, Eclipse has written all these methods here. Mouse clicked, mouse pressed, mouse released, mouse entered, mouse exited. You need all of these for the MouseListener to work. So if you would delete this one, if you were to delete that one, there'd be an error message here. There's an error message going, something's missing. The way Java is written, it needs all of those methods there for the MouseListener to work. So what I want to do is, on the screen, I want to reset that X value. So wherever I click on the screen, that's where I want the X value to be reset. So let's go to mouse clicked, and I'm going to get rid of this middle part here. And I want the X rectangle to equal wherever I click on the screen. And how you get that is you do E dot, and the E is from the parameter up here, E dot get X. And that gets the X value on the screen. And it's that simple. Now if you run this now, if I click over here, the rectangle moves over. I'm clicking down. When I click down right here, it'll move the rectangle over here. Click down, the rectangle will move over here. Now I only made the X direction. So if I wanted the Y direction to move, well, I need to make a global variable again. Int Y rectangle equals 100. And here I want Y rectangle. And then down in mouse clicked, I want the Y rectangle to equal E dot get, in this case, Y. So it's built in. Java's built this in so we can recognize what the X and the Y values are. So I run this, and now I could get the rectangle to go wherever I click down. And that's it for the mouse listener, mouse clicked, mouse pressed, mouse released, mouse entered, and mouse exited. You could use these. The entered and exited is when there's like a box on the screen and you want to recognize when the mouse enters this. This when you click and pressed. I don't remember the difference right now. Evoked when the mouse button has been pressed as opposed to when it's been pressed and released. So clicked is when you press down and release. Pressed is just when you press down. Released is when you press down and it only happens when you release the button. So you could use all of these. Now you need all of them. So to reiterate, you need to implement MouseListener. When you do that, make sure line 16, add MouseListener this. Most common mistake is leaving that out and then try to figure out why nothing's happening. It's because you didn't tell Java, your program, that you actually have a MouseListener in there. And then after that, you need to add all the unimplemented methods. So that's how you use the MouseListener.